are 17 hours into content at this point in the week, and it is time to give you our final thoughts on this football game between Mississippi State and your Georgia Bulldogs. If you're watching us right now on Upload, we are live Monday through Thursday, 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. That 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock hour is dedicated specifically to the Georgia Bulldogs. Boys, final thoughts on this football game. I want to go last because I've got the game plan for the win. How about that?
Ooh, okay.
Yep. Offense and defense. So go ahead, boys. Give me your final thoughts on this football game and try not to spoil too many of the good ones.
No, I got you. I'll give you three simple things, or not simple things, but three key things that I think you need to do in this game. And if you do so, I think you will win. Number one, don't pile up the mistakes. I think that they're inevitable at this point. Like you're going to have explosives happen against you, especially against an offense like this that is just going to continue to take them, continue to try. So don't pile them up, though. So if you give up a 40-yard pass against Mississippi State, don't pile it on top of getting beat again for a quick touchdown, like a 3-play touchdown drive from Mississippi State. Don't pile up the mistakes in this one. If you do, you're going to get into some trouble, or it could get problematic for you rather quickly. Lean into their struggles. Time of possession you've talked about, where Mississippi State, despite how good and efficient they have been on offense before, they can pile up drives where they go 3 and out rather quickly. You could then dominate the time of possession in this game offensively if you just lean into their struggle. They're not very great against the run. Lean into that. Just lean into their weaknesses here. Offensive line, a bit problematic for this offense as well. Lean into that one. I know that we know what it is about Georgia's pass rushing unit and how they're not getting home, and they're one of the worst teams in the conference when it comes to sacks, but just lean into that as much as you can. Like, make that pocket as dirty as possible at the very least for a quarterback that isn't very tall. So, like, make the pocket dirty as much as possible. And then the final one I want to add on is you have the ability to dictate how this game goes. Like, the odds of you dictating how this game goes is way better than the odds of Mississippi State dictating this game, where if they can explosive their way to a win, or if they can make this a track meet, if they can do that, that's a whole lot harder to do against a defense that does a great job of limiting explosives, as opposed to Georgia, who can dominate time of possession, which Mississippi State does not do a good job of, running the ball, which Mississippi State's defense does not do a good job of, and getting off the field. More importantly, Mississippi State's defense doesn't do a good job of that. Georgia, you do a better job of consistently getting that defense off the field, especially in this game compared to the opponent. So you have the ability to really dictate this game, and more avenues than Mississippi State does. Take advantage of it.
Yeah, coming into this week and talking about this game and the lead up to it, I think everyone in the national media and the outside media has really circled, hey, this is the trap game for Georgia. This is where you think you can kind of look past them and look at Texas coming to town next week and it'll get you. And they're right. This is all the makings of a trap game. It's an 11 a.m. local kick. It's a tough SEC team. The record's not very good. There's all the factors that point to this could be a trap game. But there's something weird going on within the fan base, and this usually happens and indicates to me that it's not a trap game. When Georgia fans themselves are at least showing respect to their opponent in this regard, last week no one was sweating Florida at all, it felt like. There were a couple people saying, it's a rivalry game, anything could happen. But no one came into Jacksonville last week and thought, there's a chance Georgia loses this game. Obviously that game played out like it did, and it surprised a lot of people. That's not happening this week. I don't feel like, me personally, with the Georgia fans I've interacted with, with the Twitter posts I've seen, that we are going into this game thinking Mississippi State's not a good football team. They're not going to win. They've lost X amount of games. They just got their first SEC win last week against Arkansas. We're going to kill these guys. The Georgia fan base has respected this opponent. The Georgia coaching staff has obviously respected this opponent. And for that reason, I don't feel like it's going to be a trap game. There's obviously a lot of reasons as to why Georgia could make things hairy. They've seemed to find a way to do it in all their SEC opponents. But I trust the fact that you've got a defense that is slowly but surely learning more and more about itself. I would say that outside of the Kentucky game, they had one of their best performances to date against Florida. A couple of busts in the back end and short fields screwed them over points-wise, but that was the Georgia defense, or it had moments that I really thought resembled what we saw in those earlier years with Kirby Smart. I have trust that Georgia's going to be able to get after the quarterback in this game, limit the explosives enough, and lean on a Mississippi State defense that doesn't necessarily defend against the run well. I'm trusting Georgia in this, and I feel like it's not the trap game. That said, if you do lose this game, your season is not over, but things get very, very tight from there on out. So don't make this the one.
All right, well, let's find out how to not make this the one. All right, let's find out how to get the win here. Let's talk about the game plan. Offensively, let's start there. You talked about it. The run game is going to be there. I know that. I feel like I know that about this matchup. However, what I don't know is if we can get out to a hot start like we did against Ole Miss. Can we get out to a hot offensive start? And how do we do that? Well, we've got to hunt explosive wins early in these zone coverages that Mississippi State runs. So I want to see a lot of 3-by-1 formations on Saturday, a lot of unsymmetrical formations because they play symmetrical zone defense, right? I want to see a lot of flood concepts into those zone coverages. I want to see attack, downfield explosive measurements, right? I want to see a lot of box off of what is ultimately going to be a good screen game because you got a good screen game. I know you do. Y'all have hit fake screen, deep passing explosives in every single one of these football games over the last several weeks. That's got to remain in this football game because we know you're going to be able to run, or at least you should be able to run and lean on these people. So lean on that heavy run game and methodical possession work that you get going on when the defense has stacked 3 and outs, right? When the defense gets that offense up off the field quickly and Mississippi State's defense now has to go back onto the field and you've already scored, hey, that's the time to start milking. That's the time to start being methodical. That's the time to go 15 plays and score. But to open this sucker, let's be aggressive. Let's get out and after these guys early on offensively. This Mississippi State defense plays 70 snaps per game, usually, right? So you have the opportunity, especially in the second half, to absolutely get these guys and rack up the amount of time that they're on the field. And more importantly, the amount of snaps that they play. Just envision this. The second half opens this way. Georgia goes on a 15-play scoring drive, all right, to open the second half. Defense goes out and gets a quick stop. Whether it's 3 plays, 4 plays, 5 plays, who gives a damn? They get the ball back. Now you go another 15-play drive. Now all of a sudden, Mississippi State's defense has been on the field for 30 snaps in a quarter span. That's how they get gassed immediately, right? It's stacking these snaps on a consistent basis. That right there will ultimately gash these guys late with the run game. But we got to gash them early with these deep, aggressive zone of principle attacking concepts offensively. Let's go over to the defensive side of the football, okay? We talk all the time with these types of offenses. The number one thing, the number one key to having success against this type of offense, whether it be Tennessee, whether it be Ole Miss, or whether it be Mississippi State, what is it, boys? Get your cleats in the ground. You got to get your cleats in the ground. You got to get ready to take the snap, okay? Because if we're not, if they will catch us sleeping. They will sneak something on us. They will hit us with an explosive. They will hit us with an explosive run, 10, 12, 13 yards that's earned off the fact that we were not ready. We can't allow that to happen against these types of offenses. Every single time we go to prepare for them, we got to be ready to get our cleats in the ground, right? And we got to do what we do up front at the University of Georgia, which is stop runs with light counts because Lord knows we got to protect this back end right about now, all right? We have got to be able to keep safeties out of the box. We've got to be able to keep safety's eyes on Brennan Thompson and Anthony Evans because if they're not, if they're 1 second, 1 step into the box, they're beat. And when you get beat against these guys, you're getting beat for 65 or 70. So we can't allow that to happen. We got to be Georgia. All right, we got to be Georgia in the run defensive part of this game. And if we do, we will 100% create a one-dimensional offense for Mississippi State, and that will ultimately lead to our offense getting more possessions than we could ever dream of as an offense. Guys, Texas got 18 offensive possessions against this defense, 2 weeks ago, okay? You can do the same thing to them if we have the opportunity to get off the field quickly, and that leads me to my next point. We got to stack 3 and outs at least twice in this football game. We've got to have moments as a defense where we get them off the field. We're so good on 1st and 2nd down that they're in a 3rd and 12 and they have no idea how to win there. So we get our offense the ball back. Our offense walks it on a defense that's real bad against run defense or run offenses, and then we get the ball back 3 and out them again. We will milk that defensive depth and defensive fight and energy over there from Mississippi State, okay? We could take 6 snaps in a quarter if our offense does that, honest to God. I think there's a moment in this football game where if we stack defensively a couple 3 and outs, we might play 6 snaps in an entire 15-minute quarter. It can happen like that, okay? But we got to get off the field. And most importantly, got to tackle these guys. Got to tackle them. Now, I know that's every game, but these guys particularly. Number 6, their backup running back, really, really good. I felt like he gave Texas nightmares for weeks to come. And Anthony Evans is great after the catch as well. And Brendan Thompson, just hard to catch.
What you're getting at there with stacking 3-and-outs and Georgia's offense going on long drives, that's exactly the formula that they've used in previous years to beat Tennessee. They would do it numerous times against Tennessee in those matchups where Tennessee goes 3-and-out, Georgia takes a long drive, gets a touchdown, Tennessee gets the ball back, goes 3-and-out again, Georgia gets the ball back, puts points on the board again.
It's my biggest my biggest issue with these offenses. It's not that they're gimmicky. It's not that they don't translate to Sunday ball. It's none of that. It's that they do not lead to complementary football. And I think complementary football is needed nowadays because we're not good enough on either side of the ball to leave one of them out there that long.
Well, it's not even that. Statistically speaking, you're going to put your defense on the field more because you're either exploding with quick touchdown scores or you're getting off the field quickly. So the inability to sustain drives has always put defenses in compromising positions.
By the way, everything you've ever heard about difficulty with regards to hotel booking in Starkville, Mississippi, 100% true. I've been let know Georgia's not staying in Starkville. I'm not telling you where they're staying, but they ain't staying in Starkville. So we are, though.
Oh.
About 20 miles outside of Starkville.
Nice.
Because the joke is that there's only 2 hotels in that town. I don't know if that's the case, but I know Marriott was trying to charge me $600.
Oh, it must have been
a single night.
Yeah,
for
nice
a
trip
Marriott.
out for a noon
Is there?
kickoff game.
I mean, the Marriott properties have nicer, but
This is the standard ops Marriott.
No.
This is the OG Marriott.
Well,
$600.
Would you like to help pay that bill and hit the Super Chubs real quick?
Would I ever? Just to let you know, boys, we will sleep in the truck before we pay $600 for a one-night hotel room.
I don't disagree
understandable.
We ended at shout out to my little cousin. No, we ended with Hootie Hoos. Reality_witness says, go dogs, sick 'em. Boys, give 'em a bark.
Woof.
Oh, boy. Reality_witness also says this is the best college football show on YouTube. That's
Damn,
a
bro.
fact.
You
That's
sparked-
just
you said
not even a
another man.
comment, not even an opinion, just stone cold fact. Austin Doe says, any way we could get the best bet segment back.
I think we did it last night, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we've been doing it.
So it's been on. It's every week we do best bets. Stank Cheese says about to hit 81 to 100K before the end of the season. We're about to hit 81K by the end of the night. So yeah, we better hit 100K by the end of the season. I want to hit 100K before the turn of the year. That's what I want to do.
Would
Over
love
the
that.
next 2 months, 19,000. That's all we need to do. And I think we can do it.
Absolutely.
With your help, okay? I need your help. All right, make sure you hit that thumbs up button on your way out. I love you. Bye. Hey, we'll take a quick minute to give a shout out to our friends over at Sleeper. What a great time to be here on this network this year, but also a great time to be with our friends over at Sleeper. Go over to Sleeper today, the #1 place for daily fantasy and prop plays. Sleeper Picks is a real money product that connects friends over picks. Choose 2 to 8 of your favorite players from pregame, live, or even across different sports. Pick more than or less than the predicted stats. It's that simple. On Sleeper, you can get up to 100x payouts, share with your friends, and get rewarded today. Use promo code Brooks, as you see on the screen, on Sleeper and get 100% deposit match up to $100. Again, that's sleeper.com/promo/Brooks. Terms and conditions apply. Boys, as you know, we're about 28 minutes at the time of this ad read from the kickoff of NFL Sunday. So go ahead, run over to Sleeper right now. I give you permission to leave the stream actively. Go over to Sleeper, get a play in right quick, and get paid. We appreciate those folks over there at Sleeper. Again, that's promo code Brooks over there on Sleeper.